Hello friends, I haven't done this in ages, a stitch with me, and I thought I would today. It's the 6th of September. It's the first day of school for my 3 boys, although 2 of them had half days, so 1 is at home and 1 I'm sure will come bursting through the door soon. I wanted to just show you what I started working on a couple of days ago on Labor Day Monday. This is a pattern, I'll put a picture in here, called Thurza Goes Goth by Hemlock and Rye Stitchery. This is a 2023 release, at least of the colorway. I'm not sure if it's the same release of the actual sampler pattern. And this sampler actually has 3 options for colors. And I saw this bright, vibrant option and fell in love with it and decided to get started. I did the majority of the stitching on Monday. That was my goal. Monday was to cross stitch all day. So I got quite a bit done, as you can see here. Move the camera a bit so you can see. Yeah, got all that done. I got, except for the fill in here and about half of the bird, so essentially the whole bird, I got all this finished on Monday, which was awesome. So I thought I'd do a little stitch with me. Say hello, happy fall. Okay, Middleish just dropped by, so I would imagine this particular little video is going to be fraught with interruptions. Anyway, this is my piece that I've started on for Sampler September. We're going to be working on at least 2 other samplers this month, as well as whatever else I get up to. I wanted to show you this. I've got so it's a mess, but here are all the colors for this sampler. So really strong jewel tones. I'm missing about 5. So my Michaels that I went to, we've got 2 Michaels here locally now. The first one I went to didn't have all of the threads that I needed, so I think I'm missing about 5. So I need to go and get those. This is the reason that there's a blank to the bird. These blank sections here and in here are because I don't have those particular threads. So I will try and pick them up locally, and if not, I'll have to order them, I guess. I am housing my threads in this gorgeous patch. Let me zoom out a little bit. Patchwork. This is a smaller project bag, which is perfect for this kind of thing, from Evertote. And this is focus. Yep. This is from Stitch North, this bag. And this is my first time actually using it out of Stitch North for this sampler. I thought that would also kind of matches I'm using my Hearthside Craftworks, and I apologize for the mess in the background, but anyway, my Hearthside Craftworks lap frame here on my table. So I'm entirely spoiled today, working on a beautiful piece, on a beautiful lap frame with a gorgeous project bag and thread. And the background I'm using is a 28 count Lagana Brenna Needle fabric that I had dyed for Brenna Needle a little while ago. I have to admit, I can't remember the colorway, the name of the color offhand. If I do remember, I will put that underneath. And anyway, it was a piece that I really liked, so I decided to keep for something. And here's my something. My stitch minder, here. Not my stitch minder, my needle minder is from this Stitchy box. Let me see if I can. This is from Stitchy box a little while ago when the theme was flamingos. So I'm a Flock Star stitcher. I thought that was cute. And I thought the bright colors went well with this piece. So let me get that back on here. And yeah, we're going to get started. So the main reason I was drawn to this sampler is that Thurza, let's see, I've got to get my pattern here, which I have on my computer. This was stitched by somebody named Thurza Priscilla Dawes in 1870. Thurza is not a common first name, for at least that I have seen. However, I do have two great-great-grandmothers, one Thurza Porter, one Thurza Bennett, who were born in the early 1850s, who shared the name Thurza. One spelled their name with an I, one with a U, although genuinely how the individual women spelled their name and how it was registered are two entirely different things. However, one of the registries did show Thurza being spelled with an I, and I am going to add their names. So I'm going to put Thurza with an I here as per the original pattern. Then I'm going to put Porter Bennett, which are the two last names. These women aren't related, but that's how I'm going to do their to the annotation on the sampler. And then I'm going to try and squeeze in 1850 and 1852, I think, or 1850/2 as the dates that the women were born. So that's one of the reasons I was attracted to this particular sampler. So let's get stitching. Now I stitch with my glasses off and very close to my lap frame, so you're about to see that. And I have to look at my pattern. So this is a little, I need to print, we're almost out of printer ink, so I haven't printed this pattern. And really I need to, because I'm finding it very difficult to be putting my glasses on and off to look at my computer screen to then go back to the pattern. I'm making do for now. But let's get started. Okay. So I stitch in hand a lot, and I like my fabric to be fairly loose, and that is how I'm stitching with this particular piece. I keep the fabric, it's not tight as a drum by any means, and I use my finger underneath to move the fabric up and down so that I can use the sewing method when I stitch here. I'm right-handed, so I tend to prefer going left to right. However, because I'm working in the bottom left quadrant, and I haven't charted yet the names over here, I've got nothing to anchor me to start with from over here. So I'm using this anchor here to do the little border that goes on top of the names. So how was everybody's summer? I think at the end of, or close to every summer, I think I've done this every summer since I started doing videos and floss tube, is commit sometime in April or May to doing regular videos, and then the summer hits at the end of June, and I get no videos out at all. Because summer in my house is crazy. It's full of, I mean, it's wonderful. It's full of family, it's full of camping, it's full of working, being home with the boys or not home with the boys, out doing something with the boys, or bringing the boys somewhere they want to go. There's a lot of bringing the boys where they want to go happening. My husband teases and says we've reached the taxi stage of our boys' lives. But, they've got more active social lives than we do. But they're good boys. And, yeah, no complaints there. So I don't think I mentioned, you probably noticed when I showed you the thread, I'm using DMC. Oops. Okay. So I don't know if you can see here. But I'm going over 2 fabric threads, and I've started at a half point, so I need to take out what I've just done. Oh, not a great start, but that's okay. I noticed early enough, so that's fine. Don't want to be off by half a stitch. What I may do once I take this out is trim my end because I think it's getting a little, oops, don't want to pull on stitches that I do want to keep. So, oops, I always go the wrong way. Trim the end. I am a thread licker. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here or not. Okay, bring this back. Okay, all restarted. That was easy. Still did a half stitch. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go. If you can hear crunching behind me, it's Angel eating the dog food. Because why eat your cat food, your special veterinary prescribed cat food, when you can eat the dog food? It doesn't seem to affect them in terms of their eating. They don't, despite the fact that they're on prescribed food, they seem to do fine with a little extra augmented dog food in their diet. So like I mentioned, it's Wednesday, September 6th. It is going to be I think it's already started. It's probably 23, 24 degrees out in the sunshine, but with the humidex, it feels closer to 30. So I am in my house. Oh, do I have that out far enough? That is the question. No, I do not. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, it's in the right spot. Awesome. So you can see I manipulate my fabric quite a bit, despite the fact that it's in a lap frame, which of course I'm using as a table frame right now because it's easier for me to do that, to do a stitch with me video. And yeah, so I think I had asked before I realized I made a mistake, how was everybody's summer? And I think I told you that we were in the taxi business. Eldest turned 16, middleest turned 14. Both of them had birthdays in July. Eldest is over 6 feet tall, and middleest is now even taller than that because he has beaten his older brother. So that is really made for an interesting dynamic for the older son to now be shorter than his younger brother. Not sure he likes it much. I'll be right back. I gotta move the fan. I'm getting too warm. There we go. I'm really enjoying this stitch, as you can probably tell by the amount I've gotten done in just a couple days. Late starting, sampler September, but to be perfectly honest, I have done very little stitching this entire summer. It's been too busy. My sister wonderfully came to visit Newfoundland and Labrador for 6 weeks with her 3 kids. She worked while she was here. She worked remotely. But that was a great visit to see her and the kids. And, I'm not used to, so she has her oldest and my youngest are 6 weeks apart, so they're almost 12. And she also has a 1 and 3-year-old who just turned 4. And I am not used to that level of energy output anymore. Partially, I think, because I haven't been well, and I'll speak to that in a minute. But also, I'm just not 25 anymore. Who knew? And, I was just, you can't, or at least I can't really have cross-stitch things around when I've got little kids, because they get, they're interested in everything and they want to do what you're doing, and their attention span is not conducive to cross-stitching. So got very little done when they were, actually, I don't know if I did any stitching at all when they were here. I did a little bit of designing, but not very much stitching. And then July here in Newfoundland and Labrador was incredibly hot and humid. Air conditioning running the entire month, I think, and that was not conducive to me stitching. It's warm today, but it's fall here. Beautiful, beautiful fall. I am totally a fall and winter person, so this is completely my jam. And the occasional warm day is fine. Let's get a new thread started. Okay. Let's get my thread back. It's really fun to use these jewel tones. A lot of samplers, the other options for this pattern are gorgeous, equally gorgeous. And, most of the samplers that I do are very calm and soothing. I saw this and thought, oh, yeah, I love it. Okay, I'm going to have a visitor again. I think. Nope, false alarm. He's not coming up at the moment. I hope you can hear this. I decided not to put on my microphone so we'll see how this works out. And if it works out well, then maybe, you never know. I might do another Stitch With Me video. You never know what you're going to see here for sure. All right. So the last time we spoke, I think I went on ad nauseum about the fact that I haven't been feeling well, being anemic, etc. So health-wise, it's been a great summer getting medical procedures done, which is awesome. I had my iron infusion in June, which has made me feel so much better. Took about 5 weeks I think I was starting to feel better by week 3, but yeah. And then just this past Thursday, I had surgery to assist in stopping my heavy periods so that I should no longer be anemic. At least that's the goal. So get blood work on the 21st of September. It's really, the summer between visiting with company, taxiing the boys around, and being in the hospital. That's pretty much been the summer. I feel I've done something wrong. Okay, let me see. Nope, all good so far. I should have the border memorized by now, but I don't because I'm chatting with you folks. And even though a lot of my brain fog from the my iron being so low, a lot of it has faded, thank goodness. Still having trouble with getting words out sometimes. Still, I'm getting there. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to be very patient with myself. Oh, and the other thing is I got a CPAP machine. Turns out on top of the anemia, I have sleep apnea, quite severe sleep apnea. And so, I really had a double whammy as to why I was tired. So I just had my first night sleeping with a CPAP last night. Went, I think for my first night with a mask on my face, went really well. I slept, I can't say, I don't know if it's the best sleep I've ever had, but I slept certainly better than I had been sleeping. So that's just great. And yeah, so it's been a fun time here, I guess, medically speaking, which is not so much what you want. I think there's a dump truck going by. Listen to those air brakes. There we go. I'm going to do a regular floss tube this week as well. So I've decided, or with the suggestion of my wonderful husband, I've decided that I'm going to concentrate on cross-stitch designing and dyeing fabric, etc., instead of going back to a regular, I guess, a more traditional office job like I was doing, although I was working from home, so, it was my office in my house. So I'm hoping that means you're going to be seeing, I know every year I say this, that I'll get more videos out. But it might just happen this year because I am, like I said, going to be focusing on my creative businesses with my design business and dyeing businesses. And yeah, so hopefully you're going to be seeing, let's do this. Hopefully you're going to be seeing more productivity on that front for me. So like I said, I'm planning on doing a regular floss tube, hopefully tomorrow morning, get the kids off. I have, because of the operation that I had last week, I'm not allowed to go swimming for 2 weeks, and I had it done this past Thursday. It's been 6 days. So I still got another week and a bit before I can go swimming, because one thing I started in the very late part of the summer was swimming in a local pond with my brothers. I did swim a few times actually with my sister before she left, which was awesome, and really enjoyed it. I am not fit anymore. I have no endurance, etc. But my goal over 2023, 2024 is not so much to lose weight, though that would be a nice side benefit. But I want to be more comfortable with my body in terms of moving. I used to be an incredibly fit person. And yeah, I'm hoping that with all these medical interventions, I'm going to be back to that person in a few months. Or years. Years is fine as long as I'm on the right track. Yeah. So what else is new? The cats are well. The dogs are well. Blue is still with us. I forgot to put that in. Oh, yeah, okay. That's supposed to be making a flower here, not going up there again. Yeah, Blue's still with us. He's getting occasionally more confused, occasionally having an accident, but unfortunately for my husband, that tends to happen when I'm away for an overnight trip, and not so much when I'm home. He's fine. Sometimes at night I find he gets more confused, and it's almost as if he loses me. So I have to, I'll be sitting on the couch, for example, or here at the table or somewhere, and he'll start to wander and then go down the hall to the bedroom to look for me when I'm here all along, and I've got to go tap him on the bum and say, I'm right here. He's completely deaf, so he doesn't hear me, but it makes me feel better. Yeah, he's still a lovely doggy. And Freya is lovely as well. Freya is definitely not the most, she's a very timid dog. She did well this summer with our company. She loved our company and did very well with those. She's alert or an alarm barker. So when she gets scared or is nervous, she barks. And I was a bit concerned with my sister's family being here that she might bark and bark and bark at them, but she didn't. However, one thing that's not so great is she'll be 2 in October, and she has not warmed up to my parents, which is heartbreaking because my parents, particularly my mother, loves dogs. Usually I would say that mom is a bit of a dog whisperer, actually, but Freya is not warming up to her and dad at all. So that's a behavior we're going to be working on. And then we've got, and she will go back to, she's been doing agility classes, or she did last winter and fall last year with my husband. And they have an absolute hoot with that. So they'll be going back to that in the fall. Yeah, so we're going to get back to our regular fall activities, except I'm going to be incorporating more exercise into mine. So back to the pond swimming. I'm enjoying the pond swimming so much that I purchased a wetsuit, a coverall style wetsuit, over the weekend so that I can go swimming. I don't know if you've ever worn a wetsuit, but a wetsuit's more buoyant, it gives you more buoyancy. And I swim along the shallows, so I'm comfortable with the wetsuit, and I also have a PFD with me that I can swim without my brothers necessarily being there, or anybody swimming with me. And I can extend my season because I'm really, really enjoying swimming in a pond. There's such a different feeling swimming in open water compared to a swimming pool, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So yeah, in another week or so, I'm going to take myself, after the kids are gone to school, off to the local pond where I am going to do a few laps by myself in the pond with my new wetsuit. And yeah, it should be, I'm really looking forward to adding swimming back into my repertoire. 6 months ago, I couldn't swim, not only because of the fatigue, but because I was unable to, because of the fatigue and because my oxygen levels were so low, because I was so anemic, if I held my breath, I couldn't hold my breath for any length of time, like even for seconds. It would make me very panicky because I just couldn't hold my breath. It was just, so the idea of swimming, even though I've always swam, I was a lifeguard. I started swimming lessons when I was 9. I've been in the pool for, never competitively swimming, but did all kinds of lifeguard training and such. Anyway, love the water and very happy to be getting back in it. So that's kind of my new thing this year. And I hope then once it gets to a point, because my coveralls, I have a full wetsuit. We invested in full wetsuits for us a few years ago, and which is great for the ocean and cold water, but you can't do swimming strokes. I don't know if it's that I'm not strong enough, or just the wetsuit doesn't allow my arms enough movement to do really, to do laps back and forth. So this coverall, the reason I went with a coverall style, yes, my arms are going to get cold, but the rest of my body is going to be reasonably warm. And my arms will warm up quick because I'm going to be using them to swim, to do laps. Yeah. So I'm getting the pattern down. Oops. Oh. As soon as I say I get the pattern down, I get confused. Anyway, that's okay. I remember what I'm doing now. So as you can see, my fabric is getting looser and looser because I keep pressing on it. So I do re-tighten my lap frame over and over. And I have no idea if how I'm using this lap frame for my style of stitching is correct. But there's no rules in cross stitch, right? And it's working for me. I'm really enjoying that. I have to admit, I could have this up a little bit higher. Let's do this. Can you still see? Move you over a little bit. Yeah, so tickety-boo with this little border section. I'm really loving this. I don't know if it's the little sections. I think it really has a lot to do with the bright colors. That every little section is like, oh, I get to change. Oh, what's color this time? Oh, it's beautiful. So I'm, like I said, I'm finding this to be a fun stitch. So I'm hoping by next week I'm going to have a new design stitched for you to show you. That should go up for sale in the next week and a half. And like I said, I'm going to do another regular floss tube this week. I need to now, once I finish speaking with you, I am going to run downstairs, grab some Ada from the Ada stack and tea and coffee diet because I want to use that for my, I have a Halloween fall, more of a fall, I guess, fall Halloweenish pattern that I'm going to be releasing, and that's what I want to stitch it on. So my friends, thank you for hanging out with me for a few minutes. Hope you're still able to see what I'm, you're still able to see what I'm doing here. And there we go. Happy first week of school to all the parents out there. My boys have gone, I can't believe I've got somebody, so one's in grade 11 this year, one is in grade 9, 11, 11, 9, and 7. I even took pictures of them this morning, and I still couldn't remember what grade they were going into. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you tomorrow, and if I don't, I hope that I will see you soon. Take care, happy stitching or making, whatever your craft of choice is, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.